What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be talking all about Battlefield 1. Tons and tons of people for the past several weeks or even a couple months now have been asking me what my thoughts are on Battlefield 1. Am I going to be getting it? Am I going to be streaming it? Am I going to be making videos and uploading it onto this YouTube channel? So today we're going to be answering a bunch of those questions and just talking about my general thoughts and opinions on the game based on all the gameplay that we've seen. And we have now seen quite a bit of alpha gameplay. So first up, let's answer those questions real quick. Yes, I'm getting it. Yes, I'm excited for it. I am definitely going to be playing the crap out of this game for at least a week or two before Call of Duty launches. We've also got Titanfall mixed in there as well, and I'm very, very excited for Titanfall. I think I'm actually a little bit more excited for Titanfall than I am Battlefield, but I don't want to take anything away from Battlefield here. Very, very excited for it. I think the graphics are absolutely gorgeous. They're not quite what we saw in the cinematic trailers that were rendered within the engine, but they were pre-rendered, like a lot of people were saying and insisting it was going to be, but it's still absolutely gorgeous graphics. I would say it's among some of the best graphics I've seen for a game of this genre, like within the first-person shooter, for World War I at least, or even World War II. Definitely seems to be the best graphics that I have ever seen, and that's one major factor that I'm definitely looking forward to, is that sort of immersion into World War I. It also has to do with that era. We haven't seen a game from this era for a long, long time, or at least not like a AAA title that was really, really well made. And that's a huge thing that I'm definitely looking forward to as well. Now, I do want to point out, you might be wondering, like, graphics, they don't look that great in this video. Keep in mind that the gameplay that you're seeing in the background, I ripped this from the live stream that Battlefield did, where they first showed off gameplay and everything. I'm not going to be going and stealing people's alpha footage for those people that got into the closed alpha, because first off, that's just not allowed, and second, I don't want to make anybody mad or anything, so I'm basically limited. If I wanted to show any Battlefield content, I'm limited to ripping gameplay from that live stream and re-uploading it here. So keep in mind, it has been processed several times, and therefore it will definitely lose some quality by the time it gets to YouTube for you guys on this video. But if you haven't really seen any gameplay videos, I'd highly recommend just searching on YouTube for some Battlefield 1, like 1080p, 60 frame per second gameplay, and you'll just see how gorgeous this game is. It looks amazing, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. As for the gameplay itself, well, it looks like it plays basically like any other Battlefield game, or a lot like other Battlefield games. Keep in mind, I'm not a hardcore Battlefield fan. I always play Battlefield. Every time a new Battlefield comes out, I always get it, I always play it, and I always enjoy myself with it. But it doesn't quite give me that experience that Call of Duty gives me. It's not that I think one game is better than the other. It's just that they offer completely different experiences. The gameplay styles are completely different. And I'm not really a huge fan of the Battlefield gameplay style. And this is very likely why I'm only going to be playing it for a couple weeks. At least playing it really hard for a couple weeks. Maybe I'll come back to it every now and then as the year goes on. But once Infinite Warfare launches, my focus is going to shift 100% to Call of Duty, as it does every year, because I've built my channel around that, plus it gives me that experience that I look for and I crave in a first-person shooter. Now, one thing I was a little concerned about when I first heard this was going to be World War I is that the gameplay was going to be very boring and stale. It was going to be just bolt-action rifles, and everybody would have a different bolt-action rifle, and there might be some like mounted machine guns or something like that, and then sniper rifles like with scopes and stuff on them. And it turns out there are actually a fair number of machine guns, which surprised me, like actual mobile machine guns, not mounted machine guns. There's like SMGs and it looks like some like LMG type stuff. And I was really surprised by that because I didn't think they were that prevalent in World War I. Maybe I'm still correct. I'm pretty sure that I'm correct on that. Yes, there were some like fully automatic handheld guns, but I don't think it was nearly as prevalent as we're going to see in the actual gameplay. So I don't know if that's going to take away from some of the immersion or if it's going to be okay, but I do feel it was kind of required to make sure this game doesn't get super stale by everybody just having a bolt-action rifle all the time. I would say the biggest thing I'm excited for gameplay-wise in this game is the sniping. I've seen some sniper gameplays. It looks like so much fun. I do like the sniping mechanics for Battlefield where there is travel time, there is bullet drop, and you have to compensate for all that stuff. That kind of stuff doesn't really fit with how Call of Duty plays because it's more of an arcade-style shooter. But for Battlefield, I think it plays just perfectly, and I'm definitely excited to give that a go. As for live streaming as well as YouTube videos on this channel, I'm definitely going to be live streaming it within the first week that it launches, probably even more than Call of Duty. Like, it might even be an entire week of like just Battlefield 1 streams. But that's going to fade away as Titanfall 2 launches, and then also once Infinite Warfare and COD Remastered launches. that is going to fade into Call of Duty for my Twitch channel, so that's for the live streams. And a similar sort of story with YouTube. I'm probably going to do a few live commentaries on Battlefield 1. I'll probably do a commentary or two just talking about my initial thoughts on the game and maybe a full review of the game based on my experiences once I get some actual playtime into it. And that's probably going to be pretty much it. I'm not planning on doing tips for Battlefield 1 because I'm simply not looking to get into the game so much that I would feel qualified to give tips on the game. So maybe I'll do some like basic beginner tips or something like that. But just keep in mind, I normally am a tip guy, and I'm not going to be doing tips for Battlefield 1, or not many tips for Battlefield 1. So there we have it. That's going to wrap it up for today's really quick video. I know it's a little bit out of the ordinary for me to do a commentary like this, but it's just a question that's been getting asked of me so much, and I wanted to address this on the channel here. I'd like to know in the comments section below, what do you guys think of Battlefield 1 from all the gameplay and everything that we've seen so far? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.